How's everything, man? Thank you. First off, thank you for your constant support, my man. You're one of the truest members in the Beehive. Constantly, yeah, the constant support, man. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, bro. It's one of those things where you guys just gained more trust over time. You know what I mean?
100%. And if it makes you feel better, you're the second face reveal, like as far as recording would go. So we did a AMA yesterday, and I was like, you know what, it's just time to go public as far
Yeah.
as people, kind of the core team behind it. And we're truly like transitioning towards Comb to make it a legit entity in itself, and hopefully everybody will at least feel like a sense of security coming from that.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy to like, when you're in this space and you're looking at these different projects and you're like, this looks good. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And then it's like you see it bud. You guys just like started from nothing, like like a thought.
Yeah.
And then it just things just start happening. Like, did you guys have any idea that like in the beginning that all these things were going to spring forth?
Well, as far as yes and no. So I joined about a week and a half after launch, I would say, as far as the
Yeah.
Comb team. Um, However, as far as like getting the traction, all that stuff, when I joined, like what I was really focusing on, and we had to talk about this too, is I wanted to really focus on quality representation as far as partnerships and as far as people that we want to associate ourselves as, kind of like with, as far as marketing sake would go, as far as like blowing this up and kind of making it like out there. I really wanted to like really, instead of us like paying a 50 grand or 80 grand marketing budget for some God knows reason, we don't have a fully fleshed out product yet.
Right.
So it makes no sense. And I'm like, you know what, let's actually focus on innovation in the beginning, because that's really what's going to separate us in the short term. Because a lot of these protocols that are like, NAS, DAS, what have you, it's very hard for users and consumers to kind of be like, you know what, that protocol is different from this protocol, right? We're still in that same like road, but it's like over time, use like just an investor and just an investor in general, you're going to kind of see that there's going to start to be a crossroad where these different types of protocols kind of just start going in their own separate direction. And that's kind of the main goal, right? Like, so as far as us, like as innovating, yeah, we have a lot of, a lot of big plans in mind. So I know like growth and also deal with product back and forth. And like, as far as like what we're designing for the product it's insane, man. We really, really want to truly make beautiful products for DeFi. And we really just want to create cool decentralized products on top of Comb, making Comb like the ecosystem of blockchain services, and truly become the go-to protocol when you come to Fantom. That's the ultimate goal. Like our goal is to be your go-to protocol when you join the Fantom network. And we're bullish on Fantom, so hopefully it all pans out. And that's kind of the direction we're kind of headed as a protocol.
Nice. Nice. And we didn't even start off. First, let's introduce your name. What exactly with Comb Financial, and then give us like a brief description on exactly what Comb Financial is.
Yeah. So first off, hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Sam. I also go by the Boosh, head of growth and product at Comb Financial. A quick one-liner: what Comb Financial is we offer blockchain services. We're a protocol that offers blockchain services on the Fantom network. Are like nodes as a service, DAS, which is DeFi as a service, or FAST, which is farming as a service. Nice. We're looking to offer all these different types of services on Comb in itself. So that's why I'm saying, like the building products on top of the ecosystem, which is Comb. That's our goal.
Nice, sweet. And then I just saw the partnership with Vapor. Was that Vapor Network?
So yes, I wouldn't say necessarily a partnership. It's more so we want to provide users with as much exposure as possible with protocols out there that and I stated this too in the Discord. I was like, listen, this by all means does not change the directory, the like where we're trying to go as a protocol in a whole. This is more so just to provide other users like, hey, this was a good protocol out there on the Avalanche network that have the people behind it have good principles, they have good intentions, they're pretty transparent. And if there's a way that we can build a bridge and not build a wall, then I'm all for it, right? So as far as for us, like what we're going to decide and do, it's going to be, it's going to come down the line. I like right now in the beginning, like our main focus, and I was kind of telling the people behind Vapor and just other protocols in general, is like we're really focusing on Comb and trying to make Comb successful as much as possible, just because we owe it to our investors. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to help out other protocols when they need a lending hand. It's just that our given like focus at this moment is just to focus on Comb. However, if there's a possibility of, making some sort of collaboration, as long as we have that good relationship with those protocols, I see it as mutual beneficial for all parties, and the thing is like, I don't want investors to basically have all their eggs in, let's just say, Comb or Strong or Time or what have you. I think that's very risky when it comes to it. Like I feel like you should kind of diversify your assets when it comes to investing in DeFi, right? You shouldn't be putting all your money in DeFi, right? Because sometimes things have regulations, all that stuff, and that's why a collaboration between these different types of protocols is very important. Because if regulation takes place, we have to have some sort of board, depending on what type of like a board of directors on like each type of protocol as far as each network goes, like Avalanche, Fantom, Polygon, what have you. It's like if we all unify and combine with each other and have kind of some sort of regulation of like holding people on a set of code, I think that's honestly one of the biggest benefits of kind of the collaboration and hopefully partnership in the future.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
I never even thought about it like that. That's absolutely amazing, just for to have that in place, just in case. You know what I mean?
yeah. Just in case SEC comes knocking on the door, we need to have some, and because things like that always happen. And we got to. It's better to prep for the worst than hope for the best.
Yeah.
And especially when you're handling like money, investors' money. So as long as there is some sort of regulation as far as like which protocols get kind of the stamp of approval and all that stuff, it's just I feel like that's going to be it's going to be a huge game changer in the near future, right? Because we saw a lot of people getting scammed. We're right now rebuilding. We're kind of walking an uphill battle, which is beautiful. I like that. I prefer that more, just because that means that people are investing wisely, right? They're not just throwing their monies into something just because they see a bunch of people doing it, right? Like you don't want to FOMO into anything. It's better that you kind of wait, you see how it plays out. And you kind of see like, what, now is a good moment for me. I've been following this project for weeks. They've been pushing updates out. They're transparent with their community. I like their roadmap. I like the direction we're headed. This could be a potentially good investment opportunity for me. And that's the goal, right? And that's why, like, honestly too, we released the lower hive this morning.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. That's awesome.
Thank you, man. That was a lot of that. The reason we were like just pushing for that was because, like, first off, it was for two reasons. Like, we're extremely fortunate to be born in the States. So like our wages are completely higher than like other people throughout the world, right? So like basically like we can afford a node that's like 9 Comb, but someone in another country that's like, and the thing is we got to talk about this is a risky investment, right? This is like, you shouldn't be investing something like anything more than you can afford to lose, right? So something like it's gonna, as the price starts rising up and appreciating, it's gonna be it's going to be unattainable for a lot of people, and like it's a blessing and a curse, because at the end of the day, you want everybody to kind of have the passive income and have the financial freedom, right? Like that's the whole beauty of it, is you're trying to truly impact people's lives and make just the world a better place at the end of the day. And then at the same time, so that was like one use case, right, for it. And the second use case, and I was like, that was like really adamant about, I was like, what, if you have been watching this product and just like, like I really like this protocol and I want to kind of go in, but I just want to kind of put my foot in the waters and not really just jump in. And that's why we kind of created the 3 node layers. Like, what, this is something that hopefully is affordable to an extent to most people, or just in general. We didn't want to go down low to like 1 or 2 Comb, because then we're like, it does not make any sense. Just do 3. It is what it is. If the price kind of keeps appreciating, then we'll have to kind of approach that when the problem comes, right? It's a good problem to have, I guess. But it's that was kind of the main thing too. It's like, what, if you're like an investor that's just kind of like, iffy about kind of going in, but you've been following, but you're like, what, I don't want to miss the ride or the wave or what have you, then this is your chance too, and that's like one of the main goals about it too.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
What else do we have coming in the pipeline? I see you guys are working on getting a was it 500K to get the Fantom validator?
Yeah. So we are hopefully that would happen hopefully within a week. Hopefully. That's what I'm assuming. Like
Wow, that's fast.
yeah, well, I don't want to say a week, but maybe, hopefully, because we're because right now, like we're passing that hump where it's kind of like um like the compounding effect, like you kind of see a graph of compounding,
Yes.
kind of starts slow and starts going up. So we're preaching that node count where right now it's going to kind of start kind of rising up to the point that we're going to start seeing a lot more Fantom in our treasury. I think right now we're approaching like, I think we're hovering around 300K Fantom, something like that. So I can see
the last time I checked, it was like maybe 50 or 60,000.
Fantom?
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, it's a lot of growth has happened the last 2 weeks, man. I'm telling you, it becomes a compounding effect. And that is our main. That's definitely our that's our milestone goal as far as investments will go for the community. I'm a huge advocate of like, I want to invest. The reason I love DeFi as a service in itself, like we see mutual funds, IRAs, they all work in centralized finance. So there's no reason why I should not work in decentralized finance.
Right.
But the thing is, I do believe in the beginning, it's more worthwhile for a protocol that's starting out in the infancy stage to kind of invest all of the, like, it's like a normal business, right? Like you make profits. The first thing you do with those profits, you should reinvest that profits back into your business. You shouldn't, like, personally, I would not invest in other businesses or what have you, right? When I have profits but I do think DeFi as a service is definitely a great concept. I just think it needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. And I think it needs to be something that's implemented 6 to 8 months or maybe like just further down the roadmap of protocol. Like I think the protocol main purpose in the beginning should be focusing on utilization and like innovation, where you're like, how are we doing things different, than other protocols at the end of the day.
Right.
And that's like where we're kind of striving. So with the validator, like Fantom's a proof of stake network, so you do get like a yield off of it. It's not much, it's like 14%, but we're gonna have yield optimizers out there, so hopefully we can boost that. However, what we can do with the validator is we can do a liquid stake, which is essentially you can take a loan against your stake, and then we can use that for investments. So it's like,
you guys are adding that.
Yeah, so liquid stake is actually something that Fantom offers. So you can take a loan from your stake, and then so it's at the same time we're helping the ecosystem, because at the end of the day, that's what we really want, is we want to help Fantom. And since it is a proof of stake network in itself, anything as us providing the validator, it's going to help the network by all means. And then after that, so that's our like first kind of investment goal. As far as everything else, what we're going to be focusing on is just quick alpha. Given the AMAs, we're transitioning towards meta. So we're gonna create a game within the next like few weeks, and that's that's gonna be awesome. That's like our
NFTs too.
Oh yeah, of course. You already know, and you already know the highs are gonna be NFTs. Is kind of what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We have a lot of features that we can add into it, which is what's beautiful about going meta. Like the thing is like the team, we all have like kind of like a gaming background. We all like love video games playing in the past, and this is kind of more of a personal thing for us. And like, let's actually make a really fun game. At the same time, if it's like a tycoon type game, people have to still be engaged and kind of like, like harvest their crops and all that stuff. So basically, like it's going to be a really cool game that I think we're still fleshing out the back end of it, and designing it. But it's definitely something that we're extremely like excited for, because this is what's going to separate us completely, and people are going to start to realize that we're more than just a hybrid protocol, and that's the goal. Like we want to be providing as many services as possible, and for people to like, just if they find like our protocol when they come to Fantom and they realize it isn't a scam or rug and pull or whatever, and they actually enjoy the products and all that stuff. That's like the true goal, which is why I love like talking to you and other individuals that have like kind of the similar principles and mindset, is because you guys are all about educating people out there and just kind of providing as much exposure so people know that like people know what they're getting themselves into before they get like, something terrible happens.
Absolutely.
That's the goal, like, because we know word of mouth is the best type of marketing. The last thing we want is someone to come into a project and they rug and pull or whatever, And then now they're going to tell their cousin, their moms, their like aunts, like, hey, this DeFi is a scam. Stay away from it. I don't want to do that anymore. And that is not what we want. You know, what we want is like, you know what, you have a great first experience. And then from that great first experience, you're like, you know what, now let me explore my other options out there. And that's like truly the goal that, like, as far as like us like going towards, you know.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. It's like, you know, they're gonna come in, people will come in, you know, for one service, and then they'll understand quickly that, wow, you can do so many other things while you're in here.
No, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You got the meta game coming, and then what I was going to ask you also is, are they going to use Comb as an in-game currency?
So Comb would probably be your first, would be your entrance, I would say. As far as in-game currency, we still have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. We are hovering towards maybe having like this, mind you, these are just in thin air, it can change. Yeah. It's probably going to be Nectar or maybe another.
Yeah, there it is.
So there's like other things, but I do believe Combs are going to be kind of the entrance layer as far as like, obviously in order to participate, you're going to probably have to own a hive. You know, that's just the nature of the game. And then as far as like the in-game currency, we're going to see we're going to play it out, whether it's a different type of currency. We just have to figure out the tokenomics and all that stuff behind it and make sure that it doesn't mess with anything. But yeah, it would probably be something that it's either Nectar or something else that we create.
Yeah.
But it's all off Comb is the best bit. Yeah.
Sweet, man. Well, I greatly appreciate you coming on, man. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we go?
No, man. I say just shout out to you and shout out to your guys, man. You guys are killer. And shout out to the Eagles. Are you guys did you guys make it to the playoffs?
We got in. We got a wild card spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was something that was like, you guys, I don't know if it was the Chiefs. You guys like beat some team that was expected to blow it out, but you guys killed it. Yeah, it was like a week or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, man, excited. I guess we'll be in touch. You have my DMs and all that stuff, so hit me up whenever.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you for having me anytime. And then we'll hopefully we'll be in touch soon.
Absolutely, man. We'll have to do this again sometime, anytime. Yeah. What I'd like to do is just continue to update my audience on
that's the goal.
What's happening here.
We can do like weekly syncs where you can kind of have like a because every week it's going to change, right? Like a week in DeFi in this industry is like a month, right? So it's like, so in a week from now, we probably might have another feature coming out or something. Yeah. And there are other features going to be coming out within the next few days anyways. But yeah, man, I guess we'll stay in touch and we'll go from there.
Sweet.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. I greatly appreciate it. You have a good one.
You too. Bye.
See you.
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.